All right, what's going on? Welcome back. What we hope is your favorite sports talk radio program. This is Idaho Sports Talk. We are Prater on the Ballgame, and thank you for accessing KTIK Sports Radio, the ticket on the app, online, AM, FM. Plenty of ways to access Prater, and pretty big hour number 2 coming up. I hope you're as excited as I am.
Probably not, Ballgame. Probably not. Behave yourself for the next 10 minutes, my friend.
Let's head to the Fat Guys Fresh Deli Hotline. This is also our video segment, so our online audience can watch this too. A man who is probably not paying for too many meals in Moscow, Idaho these days. He's the head football coach of the Idaho Vandals and the returner of the Little Brown Stein. Big win. Head football coach, University of Idaho, Jason Eck. Coach, welcome back to Idaho Sports Talk, man. I hope you're doing well.
Hey, it's good to have you on. I know you guys got a lot of stuff that you're dealing with there. You got, Dirk Cutter's getting the offense back, and the Seahawks are winning. Your boy Charlie Ragle got a win last week. There's a lot. The Seahawks won. There's a lot of things on your list. So I appreciate you guys sneaking me in.
Coach, what's it mean bringing the Little Brown Stein back to Moscow? You swung it by the corner club. I see it's behind you in your office right now, so you're getting a good look at that sucker each and every day. And what's that mean for your program and this fan base for the University of Idaho? Big deal.
A big win. Our one of our oldest rivals that goes way back, and we were off to a good start going 3-2, but the teams we had beaten, weren't the hottest teams. So to beat a team that's been a perennial playoff team, I think has kind of send a message. We finally got ranked by the coaches nationally. I think just earned us a little bit more respect on the national scene at the FCS level, getting this win.
What's it mean to be ranked? I mean, do you tell the kids, hey, this is what we want to be, so get used to it. We want this pressure on. Do you try not to let them know they're ranked to boost their heads anymore than maybe you're worried about? Like, how do you treat being a ranked program? It's quick, too.
It doesn't affect you much. I mean, it really doesn't. We talked about being a playoff team, and the things we had to do to become a playoff team. And, I think we put ourselves in a position after 6 games that we got a chance. So we got to keep focusing on the things, the championship behavior that we did to put us in this position. And we got to keep doing that no matter who we're playing down the stretch here.
Jason Eck, Idaho Vandals football coach. We do this every Tuesday right here in Idaho Sports Talk, taking a look at college football teams around the state. Big Vandal victory over the weekend at Montana. Portland State this weekend at 1 o'clock. Coach, what's been the biggest difference with your football team? Period.
I think we're mentally tough. We're mentally tough, and we believe and we can respond, when bad things happen to adversity. And that, that's really what made me probably the most proud in the game. Giovanni Mccoy throws an interception to 58, who's one of their best players, and they run it back and get a touchdown to take the lead, and we didn't flinch. We came right back and got a touchdown before the half that was big, and you saw that throughout the game. Our defense gets an interception, in the fourth quarter, then we go 3 and out on offense. Well, they came back and got another interception. So that, they responded when they had adversity as well. So that's what I'm most proud of our team for.
It's easy to say that you're mentally tough when you come out of a victory like that, and you can earn some stripes within the game, but becoming mentally tough starts Monday through Friday, as you know. How do you teach becoming mentally tough?
Well, we've talked. That's been a message that it's one of our core tenets of our program. So that's something we've emphasized since January. When the guys got back from the semester and all through spring ball is, just responding in the face of any adversity. And you can't control a lot of things when bad things happen to you, but you control your response. And I think our team has really come a long way with that. We work with a mental performance coach, Trish Nash. She does every Thursday. She comes and meets with the team to hit on some of those same topics. And it's something that I'm a big believer in. I was a psychology major in college, and I've been around some really good sports performance coaches at some of my other stops. So that's something that we really incorporate into our program. And I think if you really emphasize something, you usually get it. And we've gotten it with this team. They bought in and are listening and doing what we're asking them.
A lot of psychology studies in Madison, Wisconsin, Prater, on a lot of different levels for Coach Eck. I'm sure he had a blast putting that education together. Jason Eck with us, Idaho Vandal head football coach. And back to Giovanni Mccoy, conference player of the week. He was also FCS freshman of the week this season. Here's a guy that was given nothing with this program. He came in with a chance, and you said this quarterback gig is open. You brought one of your guys from South Dakota State with you. He wins this gig. I don't know how many young quarterbacks you've been around, Coach, in your career that have played with such poise like this kid has. Tell us a little bit about Giovanni Mccoy, because the season he's having, absolutely tremendous up there in Moscow.
He's doing a good job. He was on the radio show last week with Chris King, our coach's show, and Chris asked him why he came to Idaho, and he goes, "Well, it was my only offer. That's why I came to Idaho." So, he was a guy who, was not, really heavily recruited, but he's got something about him, man. He's tough. He's got great emotional stability. Doesn't get down on himself. Doesn't get too high. Doesn't get too low. But the way he is playing, he's throwing the ball so accurately. The first touchdown pass he had to Hayden Hatton. He had their best player, who was the preseason conference player of the year, kind of hanging on him. He beat our lineman pretty quick, and he still throws the touchdown to him. So he's playing at a really high level. I mean, I think he's playing like a first team all-conference quarterback, and receivers are playing very well. Hayden Hatton and Jermaine Jackson both had really good games. So,
yeah,
when you got a good quarterback, you always got a chance. We got a pretty damn good quarterback.
Coach, Johnny came marching in on Monday morning, all fired up about the game, but the one person he was talking about was Hayden Hatton. Said he was falling in love with this dude, a redshirt sophomore out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Obviously a big game you just mentioned. What's his story? Where'd he come from, and what's his potential?
He's a neat kid. He's I get an email about him about once every couple of weeks, or someone comes up to me and tell me what a nice young man he is. And how he helps people in the community and is nice to people. He's just a really great kid, great family. His twin brother is our long snapper. And he made a big play in the game, tackled their punter when they muffed a snap for a safety. But great kids, great family. He's got big time hands. I mean, he's got the best hands I have seen in FCS football since Cooper Kupp was at Eastern Washington.
Wow.
So he's not a blazer. He's not a guy who's going to run 4.3, but he's kind of always open if he's got single coverage, because you can throw it up, and he's got great body control and deliver that. And I think he's really taken to learning more of the intricacies of the position. He's blocking better than he did when we first got here. I think he's understanding the offense better. He was a guy who missed spring ball coming off of a shoulder surgery, so early in camp had too many busts, but he's really playing at a high level. And then he makes the play on Hans team. They still had a chance. They had an onside kick with like 40 seconds left, and Hayden's the one who goes and gets it and makes the play. So he's really playing at a very high level for us. And again, I think he was recruited a little bit as a tight end coming out of high school, but he's a big time receiver for us in the Big Sky.
He's having a huge year, and it's crazy too, Coach. He's like a ninth year sophomore. All kidding aside, I remember Hayden Hatton on the COVID year as a freshman, and now he is a sophomore. He's at a red shirt in a COVID year. You have 2 more years of Hayden Hatton in this program. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to do. How about the seniors? I counted 12 on this team. Here's a group of 12 who've been through a lot of crap in their years. Unfortunately, they didn't win a lot of games. The program didn't have much of a vibe, and they get to go out with the way this season has went so far, being ranked at one point, and these big games obviously coming up. Well, what was your mission, and how do you relate to these seniors where, finally on their way out, they get to celebrate and have some fun and win some games? Is that a big point for you and your staff to make sure these seniors have been treated well?
Yeah, we were really confident coming in here. I thought we could get Idaho turned around. But, to me, my motivation for doing it fast was for those seniors. I got a 5-year contract. All those seniors don't. They got 1 year. So, we got to make sure we do it right away for them. And, that'd be really special. It's really special for them to bring the Stein back home and beat Montana for the first time since 1999. And it'd be really special to get those guys to the playoffs. So, and they're doing a great job. Favai is kind of the heart and soul of our defense. Also on defense, Nate DeGraw is doing a great job in the D-line. Leo Tamba, who actually started at College of Idaho and then, transferred to a junior college and came back here. On offense, Connor Whitney at tight ends doing a great job. Roshan Johnson, punched in that last touchdown, has been doing a great job with short yardage and goal line. And, a guy like Bo St. John, a senior O-lineman, he transferred from Rocky Mountain College in NAIA, and now he's, beating the Grizz in their stadium, doing a great job. So it's a great group of seniors, and very thankful they bought into the vision we had and stuck around. A lot of those guys have their degree, so they could have went off in the world, but they believed in what we were going to do here, and they're doing a great job for us.
Jason Eck, Idaho Vandals football. We're talking a lot about intangibles, seniors, roster, and this offense, but we got to dive into. I'm seeing 2 things here that are making all the difference in the world. Defensively, the Vandals have given up 300, 400 points a game annually every single year. Right now, defensively, you guys are only giving up 141 points, and you lead almost in every single defensive category I see. And I had no idea. You haven't even lost a fumble yet this year, Coach. You're 6 games into the season. You haven't lost a fumble. You're taking care of the ball interception-wise. Coaches always preach defense and taking care of the football. You guys are getting the job done.
Well, it's kind of our recipe for winning. We don't want to beat ourselves, and we've been doing a great job with the turnover margin all year. I think we're about +9 on the turnover margin for the year, which is in the top 5 in the country. And we had some problems earlier in the year with penalties, but I kind of preached to the team during our bye week, to beat a team like Montana, you have to clean that up. And we did that, to have no false starts when you're playing in a tough environment like that. And that's something that hurt us in the Washington State and the Indiana game, playing in front of bigger crowds. So we did a great job of not beating ourselves, and we're playing really good defense. And I give credit a lot to our staff. We got a great coaching staff. What Rob Arich is doing with our defense, what Coach Schleissner is doing with our offense. Thomas Ford is our special teams coordinator, a running back coach. So he's coaching that ball security and keeping the ball high and tight. I think we're doing a good job of making other teams beat us, and it's not the Vandals beating the Vandals, which I think happened too much in the past.
Coach Eck with us, and you talked about playing in front of a big hostile environment. Portland State comes into the Kibbe Dome on Saturday, and I think we need to teach the Vandal fans up there, Coach. It doesn't matter who the opponent is. You come to see the Vandals, and now with the win in Montana, these Portland State games, these other home games just get magnified because, you're winning. Every time you win, the game gets a little bigger next week. That's something you guys earn as a team. I know you guys are doing promotions too, but let's be honest. Maybe do you expect a pretty cool, pretty festive, pretty big crowd in the Dome on Saturday for the first time the Vandals have been ranked, I believe, since they went down to FCS?
Well, you must be my speechwriter, because I just told that to the team. I said that games get bigger. The big games are made. This has become a big game now by what we've done. To be 4-2 going into it, and 3-0 in conference. So this becomes a big game, and I'm expecting a good turnout. I think I think Washington State has a bye this week that opens up some hotel beds on the Palouse, which is good. So
nice.
People should be able to get up here to see us, and I know our student body's fired up. They're jacked up to keep coming and supporting us, and I'm hoping they can come and really make an impact in the game, being loud when the other team has the ball, especially on third down. So I'm expecting a good crowd. Hopefully we can build on it. I thought our crowd for our last home game against Northern Colorado was outstanding, and expecting the same thing this week. And again, we're trying to help them out, doing any kind of promotion we can to get people in the door.
Jason Eck, if you're into psychology, how do you teach these kids how to handle success?
We talked about that last night in our non-football meeting. I think the key is we got to focus on, it's not because we're God's gift to football, that we're 3-0 in conference. It's because we did a lot of things that put ourselves in the position to win that football game. And we got to keep doing those things. We got to have a great week of practice. We got to have good energy in the weight room. We got to have great focus in our meetings, and, just focus on the behaviors that will lead to the results we want. And again, that's something we're guarding against, because, my message to the team today is, it's, if you don't play well and screw up this game and lose it, you're 4-3. It's no different than if you had lost to Montana and beat Portland State. It's kind of like going backwards. So that game last week is only big if we can follow it up with another good performance this week and put us in a really good situation going forward.
Coach Eck, I called the bookstore. They said the sell on visors on campus is through the roof. It's never been this high. Are you going to keep the visor on as the season gets colder, when you do have to maybe play some cold weather games, or are you just going to put the frickin' beanie on?
It's always visor. It's always visor. If it got really cold at South Dakota State, I have been known to go with the beanie on top of the visor, but you never go away from the visor. I'm going to get Prater one. I want to get a picture sometime with Prater in a Vandal visor.
Can we make that happen?
I got 2 or 3 Vandal visors in my closet. I got a big old collection, Coach, and there's a couple Vandal ones in there as well. I'll next time you come on, I'll bring it, my friend.
I love it.
Once again, congratulations on the victory against Montana and capturing the Little Brown Stein again, and best of luck Saturday. I can't wait to see the vibe and the atmosphere. 1:00 Mountain Time on ESPN Plus. Watch the Vandals versus the Portland State Vikings. Coach Eck, hopefully we can do this a little more often and get you on this show. We love talking to you, man. Go Vandals. Appreciate you. V's up.
V's up. Appreciate it, Ballgame. Appreciate it, Prater. Thanks a lot for having me on.
Absolutely. Jason Eck, Prater, the Vandal fans are fired up. Even I've noticed when I go out and I went to dinner last night. Okay. I went to a little brewery. I saw 4 or 5 people like wearing Vandal gear, and it feels like there's more of it out there, which is cool. A lot of alum in this town, huh?
Oh, absolutely. 15,000 plus.
Prater, NBA debut tonight. It is opening night on the NBA season. We thought, hey, instead of some nerdy stat-filled deep dive into predicting the NBA, let's make a fun game out of it. That's what we do on Idaho Sports Talk. So an NBA edition of No Brainer, Brain Scratcher. Going to be a fun one coming up. He's Prater. I'm Johnny. This is Prater on the Ball Game. You got yourself Idaho Sports Talk.
From the big